So while you're thinking about your question, I just wanted to tell you that basically we posted a link in the group. So this is the link to our WeThink platform, where we have also the discussion. You can ask also questions there afterwards, and you can find also the recordings of the last seminars. And you can also ask, I'll show it for a second. So this is basically our railway infrastructure group on the WeThink platform. There we have the recordings of the last sessions, of these sessions, and we post the PPTs, the PowerPoints, that you can also have a discussion there and ask questions if you should think about some tonight or any other day. And yeah, I would also like to take this opportunity while you maybe think about some questions. Would be interesting to hear some. So to thank our sponsors for this event, which is of course First Alpine Railway Systems, and then we have Svitelski and Plaza Tora. So they have been supporting us to set up these events. We will also, as a follow-up, yeah, Wolfgang then has the next question as a follow-up, just to inform you, we will send, so in the next, not maybe tomorrow, but next week or the next few days, around a link to this platform that we have, and then also they will have then posted the recording and also the PowerPoint material. Yeah. Thank you. Wolfgang.
Yeah, maybe in the context of my question, I would like to announce to the audience that on the 25th of October, we have a public procurement topic in our online events, which is actually sustainability in public procurement. And what Petra mentioned is this potential of reduction of CO2 emissions from the technology of railway tracks. That is maybe a good fit for some of the audience, yeah, to go there. We do have the European Union there. This is the responsible person who is doing the directives, pan-European directives for public procurement. And as you all would expect, sustainability is a major issue, is a major topic on the level of the European Union. So therefore, for some of you, this might be interesting. We also have a contribution there from the German association, industry association of cement. And they're talking about, yeah, potential reductions of CO2 by using just the right cements. And this potential is already huge. So the cement industry has done quite a lot of research and product development to reduce their emissions into these products, cement and concrete. We know that these topics are not yet in public procurements throughout Europe. Yeah? So there is really a lost potential in public procurement when the officials would use this directives. Yeah, but now to my question, Petra, thank you also for this presentation. The CO2 topic, I did not fully understand. Is this the reduction potential? Is this coming from production, different production methods? Yeah.
The reduction is coming from the difference of replacement and maintenance. So due to the different assets and to the different rail grades, do you have different maintenance tasks needing? Because for the strategy, you have the same boundary conditions. So you have the same annual load, for example. And regarding the wear resistance of the rail grade, you have, for example, a higher wear on the R260 rail grade if you compare this with the rail grade of the R400 HD. So you have to go, you have to grind more often, and regarding the lifetime of the project, you have to replace the R260 rail grade more often than, for example, the other rail grade. And due to the production emission, so during the production, during the steel production, you emit the CO2 values, and so you have regarding all maintenance tasks, all transports, all production emissions, you can reduce the CO2 emissions as well.
Yeah, so there is quite some relationship between the product and the CO2 emissions. Is this I would assume that there is some downside of this topic? Huh? Is it more expensive, these products, than the others?
Sometimes, but if it's more expensive, not that too high. So of course the investment costs are a little bit higher, but regarding the whole lifetime regarding or calculating with the annuity, you will have at least a lower cost because you have the longer service life.
So it's not just the benefit of CO2 emissions, reduction of CO2, but it's also the overall life cycle management reduction cost.
Yes. So, for example, for the production side or the demonstration example I brought with me, the percentage you can save from annual costs and CO2 emissions lead back to the different strategies, so to the different configuration and choosing assets, for example, rate grade and different assets like the cast manganese crossing and undersleeper beds, for example.
And it's perfect when the total CO2 footprint is less and also the maintenance cost or the total cost of ownership is less, then this is the perfect world. Usually you need to pay for something, like CO2 reduction. Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry for that long question, but maybe some people show up on the 25th of October about sustainability in public procurement, and maybe in the future we can do something about this perspective of CO2 emissions from the railway industry.
Yeah, we'll send my colleague to this webinar because he is calculating our CO2 emissions and he is responsible for all environmental product declarations.
Yeah. Looking forward to get him there. Yeah. So what about the audience? They're pretty quiet today. So as Professor Veit said, everything must be perfectly understood. This is due to the efficiency of the presenter, of course, and intelligence of the listeners, of course. So we are probably pretty over time, I guess, Ingo. I did not check the watch.
I mean, we would still have some time for the discussion.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then we have also time to get an outlook for next steps, events from the Technical University of Graz, Professor Veit, Professor Maschnik. Probably, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't have the agenda.
Yeah, but I first want to comment the discussion which has been now. For good luck, it is not the life cycle management, so the life cycle costs and the CO2 evaluation does not go into a contradiction. They go hand in hand because the only way to reduce life cycle cost of track is to increase service life. And the best way to reduce CO2 emission of track is to increase service life. So it's always the increasing of the service life, which is the core part for the strategy for reducing costs and for reducing CO2. So these two evaluations do not contradict. These two evaluations strengthen one another. And I think that's first of all, it's a comfortable situation and it's a very important situation. Mm-hmm. That was just my comment to the discussion of your question. And now coming to a possible next seminar, we already discussed the date, which could be the 17th of January next year. And we would have two headlines: outsourcing as the smaller one. Outsourcing is a big question and not if outsourcing, but how to outsource. And there are different ways of outsourcing used in different countries, and there are totally different and result in totally different experiences. So we should take these experiences for our decision how to organize maintenance. The question if you should do everything in-house is not a main question now, but the question is, should you outsource defined track work, or should you outsource the total maintenance? And that's different possibilities, and we would like to discuss these with the effects which must come with these two solutions. The bigger part of the seminar next in January will be track access charges. I hand over to Stefan because it's his research topic. And
yeah, track access charges seen from the point of view of track asset management. That's what I want to turn out. There is a lot of documents that you need to fulfill, of course, when you ask for a charge using the track. But what we still have to consider is that we do not lose the technical and economic links that we have in our system in probably setting up two easy pricing schemes. And there is a lot of things that involve those topics that we discussed today and the last time that should be considered in such a track access charging scheme, and that would be the topic.
So the main task again is to think in the system, but the system is wider from the infrastructure to include the rolling stock effects as well. These are our proposal for the next headlines for the next seminar. I hope you find it interesting and you will join the next seminar as well.
Maybe I did not understand. Is this one event, the two
Yes.
topics, or two events?
One event.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In about the same time frame which we had today. The smaller part is outsourcing, the bigger part will be track access charging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds to be pretty modern and innovative, this rolling stock access charge. Is this commonly used already?
In one country of Europe, but that means in ECs 26 are waiting for that, or should do it.
Yeah, or if we take Europe wider than the European Union, then it's like
then it's 40 or something like that.
Yes.
Where we would like to see that it would be implemented, but up to now it's fully implemented just in one country, and that's Switzerland.
Actually, at this political conference in Czech Republic recently, I think it was last week, I had a problem with counting. It's 26 EU plus 17, they said, and they were all European. So,
Hence, where do you make the borderline from Europe?
yeah, I didn't.
That's not clear.
Yeah.
There is a geographical borderline, there's a political borderline.
Yeah, Azerbaijan was included, and
yeah, then it's the political borderline. The old geographical borderline was on the North Caucasus. The new one is the South Caucasus,
yeah.
Which are 3 countries.
Yeah. Do they have a railway in Azerbaijan?
We had a big project with them. They are implementing lifecycle management now.
Ah, okay.
With Azerbaijan and with Georgia.
Yes.
Not yet with Armenia, but that has other reasons. That has to do with the war in Ukraine, because the Armenian railway is already owned by the Russians.
Is already what?
Owned by the Russians.
So it's also this broader railway track, yeah? I guess, gosh.
Yeah, that all of these countries.
Yeah.
Have the broad approach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to thank all the participants for listening.